Hi, happy Monday, and welcome to Now, the fun show hosted by me, Curtis P. Today we're kicking the entire show off talking about a very big topic that's going on in the news right now. Let's talk about Syria. Now, I know a lot of you are probably like, Curtis, I didn't even think you would dive into this topic. To which I have to respond, yes, I know it's not something I usually talk about, but some people have been asking about it, and it is pretty freaking big. So let's talk about it. This entire thing kicked off 2 years ago with a civil war, and it's continued to escalate from peaceful protests in 2011, which then eventually over time turned violent from peaceful protests to protesters with guns. And then the military on the other side with more guns. And of course, when you have guns pointed at guns, that's not a good thing. The reason all of this is back on the front page is because President Bashar al-Assad is suspected of using chemical weapons against civilians. That's right, chemical weapons. The thing that's super dangerous and I myself am very fearful of. Because of the use of chemical weapons, the US and Great Britain are considering action in Syria, though at the current time, no decision has yet to be made. Simply because it's not known yet if action in Syria from countries like the US and Great Britain and others could actually help or hinder the fighting. Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper has already pointed out that he has no plans to actually join the Syrian mission, meaning Canada will have nothing of this. Unfortunately, we are not going to help or hinder this. We're just gonna stay back. We're taking a step back here. So of course other countries looking at this, seeing what's going on, thinking this is not a good thing, because it is a widely agreed upon thing not to use chemical weapons in war. This was agreed upon at the Geneva Convention simply because it not only kills, of course, military type people, but also kills a lot of civilians. Also, the people that may or may not have masks to protect against that, yeah, probably the military, not civilians. So in the long run, you're gonna kill more civilians than you do military people. Also, chemical weapons are scary, if you didn't already know that, so that's kind of why they've kind of been outlawed across the board. So like, you don't get to use them, and I don't get to use them, and it makes war just a little bit better, though war, of course, in its whole is not good. But to add more confusion into the whole Syria thing, it appears that Russia, yeah, they're on the complete other side. They are supporting whatever's going on in Syria. The simple reasons being, well, Russia actually sells a lot of weapons to Syria. So of course, selling weapons equals more money for Russia. Also, though Russia is of course Russia and it's like not communist anymore, they still have a lot of Cold War mentalities about the whole like Western world. Russia does still have an active naval base in Syria, and because of that, and of course the weapon selling thing, it doesn't want any international type peoples to come into Syria and like help out. At the current time, there is really no end in sight as to when this fighting may be over. It's already been happening for 2 years. And for all we know, it could happen for another 2 years, so I really don't know. If you want to learn more about all this Syria type stuff, I included a couple links in the description below. There's a really good article down there by the Washington Post that will kind of give you an introduction into whatever is going on. Also, there's a big article about Russia and how they're interacting with all of this, and a statement from Canada as to why we are not going to take part in this whole Syrian thing. Check out those links in the description down below. All right, keeping on the international type news scale today, because there's lots of international type news to talk about, let's keep on the Russian topic here. Specifically, Russians against gays, because apparently that is a big thing these days, and I want to keep following up on it because there's a lot of news surrounding that. The very sad news here, new videos coming out of Russia show a bunch of people ganging up and assaulting gay people. This all being a result of Putin recently passing a law restricting the promotion of non-traditional sexual relations, meaning you can't promote gay life to anyone under the age of 18. Basically meaning if you are under the age of 18, you live in Russia, and I say something like, if you want to be gay and you're happy that way, it's amazing, congratulations, it's gonna be a great time, you will have an awesome time being gay, congratulations, gonna be a great life for you. Yeah, that's called breaking the law in Russia. And every time we talk about this, I like to just point that out. This entire thing has been deemed a threat to children and the family. Think about the children. And I am thinking about the children, and I'm starting to wonder, like, how is this a threat? So getting back on course here, the brutal video suggests a hardening of the attitudes towards homosexuals in Russia. One video even showing a man being forced to drink urine out of a bucket in order to cure him. After that's complete, the metal bucket is then placed over top of the head of the individual and then hit with a baseball bat. Because apparently brute force is the thing that beats the gay away. Hashtag I remember when I was fucking stupid. So who could possibly be responsible for this? Well, of course, the Russian ultra-nationalist group. Because when you love your country so much, you just gotta go out and beat those gays. Among all of the videos, the tone that continues to flow throughout all of them is that these are homophobic attacks. In an interview with BBC, a woman stated, "Our priority is uncovering cases of pedophilia, but we're also against the promotion of homosexuality. And if, along the way, we encounter people of non-traditional sexual orientation, we kill two birds with one stone." Congratulations on associating gay people with pedophilia. Congratulations. You're stupid. Just something I wanted to say because I'm extremely pissed off. On the other side of the argument here, a woman from the Russian LGBT network stated, "It entitles people to a mob rule, to organize violence against those they perceive to be a danger to society, to families, and to children. People take over the role of authorities to react against what they think is a violation." So a lot of big things happening in Russia. Of course, if you are a gay person and you are in Russia and you are seeing this, please be safe. I do not want to hear that more gay people are getting hurt in Russia. It's not something I like to hear. But it is something I like to cover because it's something I think a lot of people around the world should know about. Because injustices like this should not happen anywhere in the world. Just because you are gay, straight, lesbian, bisexual, or transgendered, you should be treated all the same. And last on the big list of international type news here, it appears that Kim.com, well, he's not done going into the newspapers and raveling things up. It looks like Kim is ready to launch a brand new political party in New Zealand. Oh yes, that's right, the creator of Mega Upload and Mega is now looking to launch a brand new political party in New Zealand to contest next year's elections. Kim is currently fighting attempts, of course, to be extradited to the United States, where he will face multiple charges of copyright violation. But this brand new plea to start his own political party may help him not get extradited. His currently unnamed party will launch at a very crucial time on January 20th, that being the second anniversary of the armed police raid of his mansion. In a tweet sent out on Sunday, he stated, "Whoa, I'm getting so many encouraging messages about my plans for a new political party. Thank you." Currently, he stands on bringing better technology infrastructure to New Zealand, of course that being high-speed internet. Beyond that, though, he has little information about it. John Key, the current Prime Minister of New Zealand, has dismissed .com's political plans as a stunt and has actually suggested a party name, that being the No Hope Party. So some rather interesting news there coming out of New Zealand, but now the question for all of you. With the news of Kim.com starting his own political party in New Zealand, do you think it'll actually be good for the country? Yes or no? You can let me know in the comment section down below. You can also let me know your opinion on the show's Facebook page, Twitter account, or through Google+. Links to all that and the other topics I talked about in today's episode in the description down below. Also, of course, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit up that like button, subscribe, and maybe even share the show with your friends. Until Friday, I'm Curtis Parody, and that's what's happening now.